Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm GoFries, the person who spends too much time on his B-rolls and have not been publishing enough. And with me here is the Thanatos from Invasion Plus. And as you can see here and from the introduction, it is a PC that is, or more like the case that caters for a PC build that is vertical. Now the Thanatos comes at under RM400 and depending on the configuration, black or white, and 5 or 8 fans. Really, you have to see what's the available unit with your retailers. If you're in Malaysia, other countries, I wouldn't know, but price is below RM400. Very nice. For a start, this is unlike the usual 3-sided glass case, being vertical setup with ports at the front. Usually my experience with a vertical type of case is that their ports are at the top, not at the bottom, other than the CH170 that I have. But that aside, yes, this is a very different tri-sided glass case. Now let's go into detail of this case. Starting from the front area, there's the power button and other connectivity ports, including a USB Type-C port, and what's nice is that it comes with an actual Type-C cable. On the top side, there's nothing, just a mesh cover. The rear of the case is as what you see, a mesh cover, a power supply cutout, and this area is where you install the radiator. Now it's not just the main glass that you can detach, you can even detach the other 2 glasses at the front area. The interior of this case is roomy, cavernous enough to fit the longest of graphics card, and up to ATX sized motherboard, and even supports BTF boards as well. I like that the platform is well raised, so you are assured that you have enough clearance at the bottom for your cable routing needs. And as for the top side, you can see that it could house 2 fans, and you could opt to install a radiator there too if you like it. The back panel of the case is nothing out of the ordinary. The panel is screwless, so detaching it is easy, but you have to make sure the cables are well managed inside. The area under the motherboard is spacious, by the way. They've included a panel for mounting drives in case you ever need one. I started off my build with a power supply installation, which I found the space is very limited with the cables already smashing the wall, so this means my larger size modular power supply will not fit this case. Next, I installed the fans on the front area. This requires removal of the cage before able to get the fans in place. Once all things are in place, you can place the motherboard. Now to me, this is the compromise. There are a few things about it. First, you can see that the airflow is already blocked. The motherboard, when you're using the ATX size motherboard, it partially blocks the airflow of the fan. Then, being this setup, there's actually a very limited area where you can route the cables around, especially to the other side of the motherboard where there are the ports for the USB and for the fan headers. And lastly, for maintenance purpose, for example, if you ever want to remove the fans, imagine the things that you have to remove before reaching the fans, like graphics card, cooler, before you reach the motherboard, just to remove the cage so that you can remove the fans. That's a lot of work just to replace a fan, if ever. Once you have everything in place, it's time to remove the panel on the underside, as this is the time where you consider how to get the cables into position. This means your Wi-Fi, your antenna, and everything else is really underneath the case. One thing to praise Invasion Plus is that at this price point, they provided 2 90-degree angle connectors, one for HDMI and one for DisplayPort, which I don't know the version number, but it shouldn't be an issue. There's enough room for you to connect your cables even without using the 90-degree adapter. But what I can say is this is really a nice touch. I'm very pleased to see those 2 items bundled in this setup. The awkward part is that the 90-degree connectors angle to the front of the case when what people need is to have the cables routed to the other side. So the cables, as you can see, has to make a U-turn. Personally, I would just detach the bottom mesh cover and let the cables flow around so they can go through the other side of the opening instead of relying on that single opening. However, that mesh piece underneath, you actually need that one if you want to install fans at the bottom, but in my case, I do not wish to install the fan at the bottom, so I don't see the need to have that mesh in that place. Now, one thing I did not like about this case is that the bundled fans are of proprietary connection. I really detest fans with proprietary connection because it has limited use. In this case, it has to connect to only the hub, of which is a good thing that Invasion provided a hub, which yeah, the hub itself can connect to many fans. In this case, I connected to 6, 3 for the radiator, 3 for the this fans here. I'm just using the fan, same ones. These 3 are reverse flow, and those 2 are normal fan blades. Of course, I'm not doing benchmark testing here, but this is just to show you how the build can be. Now, I did not install 2 fans at the top because 1, I find it awkward. 2, there's actually a minimal cutout at the top, so if I were to have the fans there, I have to route the cables into the hole that is where the ATX power is coming through, and it will dangle. You know, there's no proper way to route it, so it's gonna look ugly. And that hole itself, that cutout itself, is already used by the ATX power and the 12-volt high power. I'm using RTX 5080, so it is using a 12-volt high power connection. So as minimal cables I'm using, it is already quite difficult to get everything through. So imagine if I was using 3 PCIe power connector with, you know, typically there'll be 6 headers and you need to get it all through. It is going to be really squeezed in the area. I actually have no idea whether it will go through or not. Most likely it will not, which is why I opted for the 12-volt high power connectivity over here. And before I come to conclusion of this video, here is the hand-drawn footage of the full build of the Invasion Plus Thanatos. A quick disclaimer, the LCD screen that you see in the case is not from the Thanatos, but it is from the AIO that I reviewed earlier, so do check out that video if you're interested in this screen, of which I've magnetically attached to the Thanatos case. Alright, so we come to the end of this video. Very simple. This is a case that is very nice to showcase your fans, AIO, and especially your graphics card, especially those with the fan blades light up and all that. You really want a case like this because typically a graphics card facing downwards, you don't get to appreciate the design of the shroud and the fan and all that. So a case like this is very good for this purpose. So your build and forget, absolutely fine. But for me, I like to change graphics cards and those kind of things. So for meaning like for if it's a rig for benchmark purpose where you need to swap out items, AIO coolers are all okay, but graphics card, it'll be a hassle. Motherboard is okay. Main issue is still the graphics card, but come to think of it, motherboard might be an issue depending on whether you're using the USBs or not. Generally, you still can use front, so it's you have to consider whether it suits you or not. So, but overall, as a case itself, at this price point, I find it really nice. I would like to have it at, say, a lower price and without bundling the fan. I can use my own fan of my choice. But regardless, this is a great case from Invasion Plus, and definitely I think this case can be a flagship showcase for them. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Do remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and bye bye.